Hey, welcome back, guys. This is Kingdom Rush Frontiers, Beresad's Lair Veteran Mode, and this is the Iron Challenge. You can see everything is upgraded except for the barracks, just like the Heroic Challenge. And getting right into it, we have two mechas, one on the top center and one to the left-hand side. Two barracks all clumped up together. Actually, three barracks all clumped up together. The Iron Challenge only allows for artillery and the barracks. You might have noticed at the beginning, I didn't actually upgrade the barracks all the way. I could have just took the points out of mage or archers since we can't use them and upgrade them to level 5. I recommend you do that. I just didn't because I forgot, and it worked out. This is a very easy level, and you'll see why. Well, right now, you can see the wasp missiles are insanely good, and you're going to be seeing more and more of those this level. I think this level is very fun. It gets chaotic at the ends. The wasp missiles are just everywhere. It's a lot of fun. The fully upgraded reinforcements can damage the flying enemies, and the wasp missiles can. That's about it. The regular artillery and the mechas cannot by themselves. So you really want those wasp missiles to carry the game. They can also clear off a lot of the enemies that try to make a run for it. You'll see that several times throughout this level. So yeah, before you start the first wave, you should have enough money to get 2 mechas and some wasp missile upgrades. That is like a mandatory for this level. All the barracks could just kind of be clumped up in the center to cause as much stalling as possible. You'll see guys come up from the bottom vines. You'll see these like little blinker guys. I would recommend dropping your reinforcements on top of them to make them teleport early. And just have your mechas stand in the center. They will do tons and tons of damage. But look at those wasp missiles. Just massive damage. The artillery onto the right-hand side will eventually become a mecha as well. I think it's like level 2. Yeah, level 2 to start with, and that is fine. I wouldn't focus very much on the barracks, just like level 1 or 2 is good. You can see even the later parts of this level, I don't put too many upgrades into the barracks. If you are going to upgrade them at all, put them maybe on that central one, because that could rotate up or down. But it's really not that big of a deal. The artillery are going to do most of the work. Just a little bit of stalling is all we're going to need. The brutes, aka the guys with the whips, are a little bit of a problem. You could stall them out with the reinforcements. Mainly what we're going to worry about are the guys with the guns on the right-hand side, whose name totally escapes me, but they're dudes with guns. They shoot your infantry, and they do a lot of damage. They're kind of tanky, really high magic resist, no armor. Plop your reinforcements on top of them to force them to react with melee instead of their ranged. You can just stall them out for a bit while your towers take care of everything else. You'll see later, a bunch of them will spawn on the right-hand side, and we'll just clump them up with the reinforcements and drop a rain of fire on them. But the death trap, everything gets clumped up in the center, and we have 3 mechas, tons and tons of splash damage. Do not worry about the oil spill upgrade until later on. I would have at least 3 mechas with fully upgraded wasp missiles before you put any points into the oil spills. That will be important later on, but it's not very important right now. We're about halfway through or so. You can see I have fully upgraded wasp missiles and another mecha coming out. We have level 3 artillery, and it will soon become a mecha. The barracks are just level 1 or level 2. That's not that important. Just missiles flying everywhere. It's about to get pretty intense after this little initial mini wave. Keep in mind, the iron challenges are always one giant wave. You cannot call in another wave to reset your cooldowns on your abilities or get a little bit of extra gold. So that is, the game tries to make it harder by making it one big wave. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's actually easier because it's only one wave. But yeah, it's also kind of, because of the restrictions on what towers you can buy, it makes it fairly obvious what towers you can't buy, right? It's just less stuff to choose from. So if you try on air and iron challenge, you can often pick the right towers by default. But anyway, blinkers coming up from the vines, kind of scary. It means they're going to be even closer to the choke points, but those wasp missiles are chasing them down. They aren't going to be able to get away. They are very squishy. They just move quickly thanks to their little blink ability. But now 4 mechas standing in one giant clump, dropping stuff everywhere. These guys they don't stand a chance. They keep coming. Barracks at the top left-hand side are a good idea for these blinkers because they also cause them to teleport. Just basically anything that can aggro them for a second, they will use their teleportation ability. I highly recommend just trying to cause them to move early so that you don't have to worry about them trying to slip away. It shouldn't matter all that much though because of how good the wasp missiles are. They have a global range, so the guys that try to slip away often get picked off. Now, 4 mechas, they all have fully upgraded wasp missiles. You can see that rain of fire we just dropped killed off all of the guys with the guns. That was very, very helpful. Lots of just guys coming up the vines, just streaming out. That's why we have the mechas there. And all the infantry to kind of stall them out. Now, at this point, we have a 5th mecha, and you know what's going to happen. We're about to put points into the wasp missiles. It's a pretty expensive upgrade. It's 300, and then it drops down to 250 for the second point. But it's so 550 total. Pretty expensive, but obviously absolutely worth it on this level. More guys with guns now coming from the top left and right. There's this massive stream of guys. Our rain of fire will be up, and we'll be able to use it, I think, one more time. I would just drop your reinforcements on top of them to try to stall them out a bit. And you can see I'm even upgrading the barrack tower on the right-hand side to give even more stalling power. We all want them to kind of clump up together, and we don't want these guys to walk too far down the path before we clear off all the other stuff. So I think, yeah, at this point I do consider investing into the oil spills for even more stallage. And we got a really nice rain of fire there, killing a lot of stuff. Everything's just forced to stand in there. The oil spills coming out now from some of the mechas, and the waves are starting to thin out. There's a couple guys left. No problem. Wasp missiles are starting to pick them off. And that should be the end of the level. We have so much money. We just pick something. Oil spills are fine. And there we go. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next level.